Okay, let's look at loading external content into our Adobe Animate movie. And what we're going to do is we're going to use some code in order to load an image onto our screen into our movie here. And we're going to do that. We're going to load the code into our and it's going to be ActionScript code, and we're going to add it into our first frame here. And let's look at the code. I already have this loaded up here on a Word document. I'm just going to copy and paste this into the ActionScript window. And here the code is, we are looking at a variable, and we name the variable image. And it's going to load, it's going to make a request to find where that image is, and we're going to put the name of the image here, which is going to be in our folder. And these are the X and Y coordinates of where the image will go. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy. And then we're going to go into our, make sure you're in your ActionScript. And then we'll open up our Actions window, which you can go into Window, Actions. And I'm going to go and paste that in here. And these double lines here are just graying out, which means it doesn't read that part of the code. And so what we need here is we need the name of our image. So let's go into our folder, and here's our folder. And we don't want to rename our folder in case Adobe Animate might not be able to find out where our picture is. And so here's the name of the picture. And you want the name of the extension, the file extension here, the .jpeg, that's our file extension. We want that also. And sometimes I'll copy and paste everything just so I don't type anything wrong, so I know it's the right exactly the same spelling. I don't misspell anything. And so I'm going to go in here into where that request is, and I'm going to paste the name there. So picture.jpg. And these are the X and Y coordinates of where it's going to show up at. And so let's do a command return. And there you can see the picture shows up down here, kind of at the bottom, because that's where the X and Y numbers we're telling it to show up. So if we look at that, that would be 7 and 591. So we want to get the X and Y coordinates to show up closer to here. And to understand the X and Y coordinates, it starts at 0, 0 over here at the top left, sort of like when you're reading a book from left to right. So our width is 0, starts at 0, and the width of our project is 1024. So 1024 pixels is over here. So our midpoint pixels would be around 512 in here. And we have 768 on the Y coming down here. So 0 to 768 down here. So basically X is left and right, and Y is up and down. So I would say roughly between here and here where we want this to show up might be about 50 pixels. And that looks like it could be about 150 pixels. So let's try that for, so 150 for Y. So about 150 for Y. And about 50 for X. Then we'll do a control test. And that shows up a lot closer. And then we can just fiddle around with those numbers to get it to show up correctly. And I want to say the numbers should be 70 and 195 to get it showing up better. Yeah, so that's showing up closer. And I'm doing a command return in order to do my test. And so that's how you get your image to show up in your project. This doesn't have to be a JPEG. It could be an SWF file. So this is what we're going to be doing for our project. So we're going to be loading SWF files. So you can use this same code for loading an SWF file or many other type files that you might need to load up into your project. And that's it for this lesson.